Hey, legends. Welcome to your Bold Moves workshop. I am your host, Mandy, president of The Gathering, and I am here to help you end 2025 well and to claim your first bold move for 2026. So here's a little lay of the land and what you can expect from our session today. Make sure you have a notebook handy. I'm going to give you some prompts that hopefully can initiate a great start to the new year and a nice end to 2025. So have something nearby that you can take notes with. And if you have given yourself the gift of this time, I invite you to really take your full presence. So I know you're multitasking right now. You're trying to crush the last little bit of emails and get the last little bit of work done. I see you. I was doing that 10 minutes before I got here, but I do hope that you can take this and really just use this time as such a gift to reflect on all you've moved through and everything that you are claiming for 2026 and beyond. As you check in, I invite you to just do a little energy check-in with yourself. How are you, my friend? Oh my gosh, what a year it has been. So maybe just give yourself the gift of a breath. I think I need that. It's been a morning. Taking maybe the first intentional breath of your day and letting yourself just drop your shoulders and ease in. We're going to hang out for about 45 minutes, and hopefully this can be a great resource for you as we close the year. So before we dive in, just think about calling some energy back to yourself, untangling from all of the things that you've just come from, or the Teams meeting or the Zooms meeting that you were just in, and just bringing this full energy to you and your reflection and your review and your goals. I'm so happy that you're here. And at the end, I'll leave some space for us to connect deeper and to share a little bit more about what's going on at the Gathering community. But with that, let's dive in. We're going to do a little recap and review on how to end 2025 well. We are going to set our vision, our bold vision for 2026, and a 1 year from today vision for yourself, for your business, for your leadership, for your brand. I'm going to walk you through the well-resourced method, which is a proven planning method that I have worked with so many different leaders and my team and myself every year to really create momentum and make bold moves. And then lastly, I'm going to invite you to really think about what is a bold move that you want to make in your life, in your leadership, in your brand, in your business. And we'll make those declarations together, because I'm telling you, 2026, I got a good feeling about it. So let's dive in. Why taking the time to do this is so important is many of us are running in so many different places. We're wearing many hats. We're juggling lots of balls, especially if you're a high achiever, ambitious leader. I know that there's a lot of responsibilities that you are carrying. And what we really need is a strong vision to anchor us so that we know exactly what to say yes to, what to say no to, which, sometimes saying no, what we say no to is even more important than what we say yes to. So when the vision is clear, when we can really see the destination of where we are going, all of our decisions become easier. We have our values, our standards, our operating principles, and that can make for just a really aligned and momentous year ahead. What happens when we don't have that clear vision is we can take on everyone else's goals. We can take on everyone else's visions. We can hold all the expectations of absolutely everybody else. And what does that lead to? Burnout. So we do not want that. We want you to be alive and healthy in all that you say yes to and all of you do. And that really anchors into having a clear vision. I hope that whenever you're tuning into this, that you can really just take that time to ask these questions for yourself and get curious and get clear, so the strategy flows really easy for you. So every planning session begins with solid reflection. It's so important that we study the past, that we take the time to rewind the tapes and not to trip over what's already happened, but to really just reflect and acknowledge what is everything that we have learned? What is everything that we have moved through? This was a challenging year. Hands up if you felt that also. Yeah, my team in the studio here has their hands way up with me. It was a growth year. There was a lot of edges that were met. And for me, it was, if I could describe 2025 in a few words, I would really say it was uncomfortable. And I'm grateful for all of the lessons and grateful for everything that I moved through for sure. But what is that for you? If you could describe 2025 in a few words, what would that be? Sometimes what happens when we are high achievers, when we're high achieving leaders, we're constantly moving the goalpost. We're constantly pushing the bar. We're constantly raising standards. And sometimes we never arrive in what is real today. And we forget to pause, to acknowledge, to celebrate all of those things, to celebrate the hard-won lessons, to celebrate the lessons learned, the things that went well, and also the things that were a complete shit show. Let's be honest. And I heard this quote one time and it really stuck with me, and I hope it can land for you too, but maybe you don't realize how good that you're doing because you keep raising the bar. When I heard this for the first time, I felt like it healed me a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, I feel so seen. It's okay to be a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time. And I think it's so important that we make it a ritual to pause and to celebrate the journey and the markers on the path and not just the destination. Because the reality is if we're constantly trying to play big and make bold moves in all that we're doing, the bar is going to keep moving. There is no real destination. So if you're a leader of a team, help them celebrate their progress as well. Being the leader of yourself, look at how much you grew this year. Look at the challenging moments. You may not be everywhere that you want to be right now, but you're a hell of a lot further ahead than you were a year ago. So make sure you carve out the time to send those texts of gratitude, celebrate the people around you, and most importantly, celebrate yourself, because that's the energy that we really want to start fresh with and start the new year with. This year, when I was reflecting on 2025, I mentioned that this was an uncomfortable year. And in fact, that was my word that claimed me in 2025. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. But I set a word of the year this year, and my word was discomfort. And when I said that, I had that Mamba mentality. It was like, have a hard year because you know that you're ready to go. And when I look back at the year, at the edges, all of it, I'm really grateful for the wins. I'm really grateful for the progress, but most importantly, I'm really grateful for the ways that I failed, because failure taught me more than success ever could. And sometimes when we feel the pain of a failure or the regret of something we wish we could have done, that can really haunt us. But what's important is that we use that as fuel. We use that as an opportunity to pause, look in the mirror, and say, this is an opportunity for me to improve. This is an opportunity for me to lean in. This is an opportunity for me to get better. And there's a Japanese principle called Kaizen, which just means constant improvement. And that's all we can really do. So what are your failures that you're proud of? Just as equal as what are your wins that you're proud of? And what are you going to do about it? What are you learning about it? How are you going to approach 2026 with the lessons of today to make you stronger, to make you bolder, to make you faster? Just really think about that. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So let those failures teach you and propel you to be the best version of yourself in 2026. All right. So the recap, as we look back, holy, what did we move through this year? 2020 Thrive. This was the vibe that I set in January with my team. I was like, this is the year we're all thriving. We're all great. Well, the cost of thriving was apparently a little bit of pain, but wow, did we do some amazing things. I'm so proud of my team and everything we moved through. We took the show on the road for the first time. We did a pop-up activation, or we brought the podcast on the road in South by Southwest. I went to Cannes, had made some great industry connections with some of our friends out there, which was amazing. And that really is setting us up for 2026 as we are going to do our Brand Hall of Fame pop-up out there. We celebrated our second inaugural Brand Hall of Fame launch. We had 4 inductees this year, which was incredible. We did our first pop-up in Texas with our amazing partners at Firehouse. We did a whole content evening and a gathering. It was just incredible to see our community grow. We had a retreat that we hosted in Lake Louise, and we had our biggest gathering yet. We celebrated over 1,800 leaders in our seats this year at our core event in Banff, which was just incredible. So a lot to be proud of, and I'm really excited to see what the next year is bringing. What about you? What are you most excited for 2026? So here we are at the edge, closing out 2025, and we are stepping into 2026. 2025 was the year of the snake, and the snake is about shedding. It's about that inner work. It's about what are we releasing and letting go of. I think a lot of us did a lot of that. And as we're stepping into 2026, 2026 is the year of the horse. And this is about moving forward. What is moving you forward? If we are going to move forward with power, with boldness, with courageousness, we need to shed and we need to let go. And so just as much as reviewing is a very important part of the planning process, what we release, what we say no to, what we are no longer going to take with us is only going to set us up for success for 2026 so that we're light and free and can move fast. So here we are, we're meeting the moment. Most people drift into Q1. We go through that haze of what day is it in your Christmas jammies, but you're here, you've claimed this time for yourself. And so you're wise, you are defining it. And this is an opportunity for you to really meet the moment. The truth is you can't build an empire on an empty tank, and capacity is what creates our power. So we need to think about, where is our energetic capacity right now? What are we carrying that is holding us back? Where are the leaks that we are maybe leaking energy? These are all really powerful questions to be asking. And once we build that awareness and get honest with where we are currently at, that is going to allow us to move from a really aligned and really powerful place. But if we have energy drains, maybe we are tolerating, maybe we are carrying more than we need to, maybe we are saying yes when we really mean no, maybe we aren't super clear in what our vision is. All of those things are like leaks in the bucket. And so we have to get really clear on where the leaks are so we can plug the drains and be fully equipped and fully at capacity to be the best version of ourselves. So how bold leaders move. I want to share this framework with you. This is my well-resourced approach to leadership and ambition. And my work is all about helping high-achieving leaders build sustainable success. I'm passionate about this because for many years, I didn't have a system and I didn't have a framework like this. And I was constantly burning myself out and constantly in this cycle of moving fast and then breaking down and being depleted. And this process that I built, which, small plug, coming out in my book in 2026, Chasing Enough, stand by. I walked through this process in detail in my book and some of my lessons learned along the way. But there's just a really simple way of thinking and a really simple framework that I want to share with you today that can help you move through this reflection process, move through planning from an aligned place, and then help you take action and make powerful shifts and changes to your habits and way of working that is going to be sustainable. So this is how the well-resourced method works. Typical planning cycles, we go from here's the idea, and then we get to action. So we go from, let's say, number 2 to number 4, right? My method adds 2 different levels. One is about getting real and getting resourced. The getting real part is about honesty. What are the patterns that are in your way? What are the obstacles that are in your way? Where are you really right now? And then the getting resource part is, what support do you need what support do you need, whether that be actual well-being resources, how to resource yourself, or team support, tools, tech stack, all of those things. The powerful part of it all is that between each of these steps is a pause. And the leaders who learn how to pause are the ones who will win. We are moving so fast from one thing to the next. And the pause is really where our power is. Our pause is the opportunity to get clear, to get aligned, to make sure, is this decision helping us get closer or further away from that big vision that we have, the big mission that we have, how we say we want to show up, our values, our virtues, our operating principles, our standards, all of those things. But if we don't take the time to pause, it can become really easy to, one, drift, and two, just deplete ourselves. That's what we do. So the first step in thinking about your plan is getting clear. How is your year? What's real? Where are you at right now? And if you don't have everything that you want in this moment, if you didn't get where you thought you'd be in the business plan, or the brand didn't move in the direction that you wanted to go, or the team didn't click the way that you wanted to click, or you're not personally feeling the way that you want to feel right now, what got in your way? Why don't you have it yet? And I think the most important question we can actually ask is the what is in my way. And we really want to build a life and a business and a team and a brand that we're proud of and excited about. We have to get honest about, maybe it's the mindset pieces, maybe there's something that keeps an edge that you keep reaching against. What is in your way? And when we can get really honest with that, we can build a plan around that is supportive to help you break through and really get to where you want to be. So here we are. It's the end of the year. We're standing at the edge of a new doorway. If you could do anything differently in 2025, what would it be? I will tell you right now, I've had a lot of conversations with different leaders over the last few weeks as we've been winding down the year. Not one single person has said to me like, oh, I wish I held back more. I'm not hearing that. What I'm hearing more is, I wish I hit publish. I wish I said the thing. I should have played a little bit bigger. I wish I didn't hold back in that. So let's get real about that. And let's use that as fuel for our next step. Completion creates capacity. So what do we need to let go of? What's done is done on the year. But what are some of the things that might be weighing you down? What are some of the things that you're carrying that you are ready to release and let go of? What are some of the cycles that are ready to close? I'm feeling like a lot of people had a very transformative year. And as we are stepping into a new year, maybe there's a new version of yourself that you really want to step into. Maybe there's an old version of you that's, nah, I'm done with that. I don't do that anymore. Get clear what that is. As we close those cycles, we create more capacity for the good. We create more capacity for playing bigger. But we can't do that if we're still carrying around the old version of ourselves, or the old vision, or the old playbook. Name it, end it, let it go. What are you complete with? I know we burned a lot of playbooks. The way we used to do business, the way we used to do marketing, the way we used to work, it's all gone. And that gives us a great opportunity to just say, what's new, what's fresh, what's ready to come online. The next part is about getting resourced. And this is the opportunity to say, what is it that I need to be successful? Some of us need a moment. Some of us need to breathe. We need to ground. We need to reset. We need to move. Some of us need to lean into some conversations. Some of us need a better tech stack. Some of us need less AI. Some of us need more AI. What is it that you need to really take yourself into this next bold version of you? Think about that. What are the resources that you currently have that maybe you're not utilizing well? Maybe you just need some rest and a break as well. Claim what that looks like for you. Get clear. So 1 year from today, what are we celebrating? If we were to imagine that it was December 31st, 2026, and we're hanging by the fireplace on New Year's Eve and we're popping some bubbly or having a warm tea or whatever you're into, and you're telling me it was your best year yet. It was your boldest year yet. What are we celebrating? If you were to look back, act as if. What has already happened? What was already true? Roll through the tapes. What's that thing that is nudging on your heart that you know you need to do, that you know has been calling for you? What is that? Maybe it's a move you quietly know you want to make. Maybe it's a project that you're really excited about that you want to complete. Maybe it's a new level that you want to unlock in your leadership or your health or your well-being or your relationship. What is that? Get clear 1 year from today. What is it that you want to be celebrating? And I find this is such a great way to start. My husband and I love to sit down and do this. We do it around our birthdays. We do personal planning around our birthdays and business planning around the end of the year. But that 1 year from today, it's like in different buckets of your life, in your health, in your wealth, in your happiness, in your how you're creating impact in your work. What are those markers for success for you? And that's going to look so different for all of us, right? But 1 year from today, what's different? What's better? What are we celebrating? Anchor into that. It can be a really great question for conversation at the family dinner table or with your peers or with your partner, or with your team. It's just getting really clear on 2 or 3 things that are true, that are better, and that you're excited about celebrating 1 year from today. It comes back to when the vision is clear, the strategy becomes easier. And when it comes to vision, when it comes to getting started, I think a lot of times we can get stuck. We can get paralyzed in perfection. Do we have the perfect plan? Are we feeling fully ready? The reality is we're never really ready, especially when we're breaking trail, especially when we're doing bold things, especially when we're making big moves. And I know many of us in this community, we are building bold brands. We are building bold missions. And if we let perfection hold us back, or the fear of what could happen before we took a step, we would never do it. So you don't need the perfect plan locked in. You just need that clear vision and the conviction and the courage to declare it and to take that first step. And I hope that this community can be a really powerful place to remind you that it's safe to break trail and try new things. And I think that's where some beautiful things can happen, but we're never really ready. We just got to decide we're ready. When we're thinking about that 1 year from today, when we're thinking about this next year ahead, I think it's important to come back to, what does success actually mean to you? This is, again, something that's so personal for all of us, right? What is your definition of success? And when is the last time you updated it? Sometimes we feel like out of alignment, or, hey, things aren't really clicking. And this is a great question to come back to, because we have to ask, are we running our life on old scripts, on old books, on old playbooks that old versions of ourselves and old worlds created? Or are we running on one that is true for us now, and who we are now, who we want to become, and how we want to lead today, and how we want to lead and create the future? So what does success really look like, and what does it feel like for you? What does it feel like? You know, how we work has changed, how we build has changed. Is that definition clear for you? Define it in your words. So many of us might have a different version of looking at success. Through success used to be maybe more material things. And now maybe it feels more like it's time with our family, time to be present. Maybe success used to look like stacking achievements and stacking accomplishments. And maybe now it actually means like stacking capacity and being able to really feel alive and present in everything that you're doing. I know that has shifted for me a lot over the last few years, and things that used to excite me, just I'm not available for anymore. But it's powerful when you take note of that and you update those playbooks. So again, when that vision is clear, you know what to say yes to, you know what to say no to, and you can clearly stay aligned in your life and everything that you're doing. For me, personally, success falls at this intersection of impact and fulfillment. And I am constantly looking for places where I'm feeling like I'm creating an impact and where that impact is fulfilling for me. And I'm just think about that for you is like, where are the moments? Who are the people that make you feel most alive? Those are values for me. And that's how I define success. That might look completely different for you. But notice, if you're going to open up your calendar and look back at this whole year and look at the meetings that were in your calendar, look at the time that you had, the vacations that you had or didn't have, the things that you said yes to, the things that were taking up your time, your energy, your capacity. If you're going to go look and rate all of those things, like which ones gave you energy and which ones drained them, that in itself could be your 2026 plan. So go do that. Where do your values live in your calendar? Where do you live in your calendar? And are your most important priorities really giving the space that they need? It's a great time to just be diving in and giving yourself some honest reflection. Honest reflection on what's working, honest reflection on what's not working, and honest reflection on what is it that you want to create? What is this next version of success for you? What is this next era going to look like for you? What is the bold move for 2026? Now, some of us are still winding down, literally trying to get all the things done to close the year. So you might not be ready to make this commitment. But today, I hope to just plant a seed for you. I hope to plant a seed for you to really think about what is the one bold move? What is the one thing that feels like a little, maybe a little bit scary? I know I feel that in my body when I claim that sometimes too. And that's good. That maybe that energy and those nerves that come up are good for you. But this is a time to move forward. This is a time we've released all the things that are holding us back. And now boldness, we're claiming it. This is our rallying cry in the gathering community this year. I shared it on stage at our last event in October. It's bold moves only for 2026. And so my invitation for you is to really think about, what is that bold move? End of the year next year, I'm coming for you. We're having a chat. You're telling me it was your best year yet because you did this one thing. What is it? And think about how clearly you can define that and just claim it. Just claim that energy, this energy of boldness. Word of the year is it's a really fun anchor. It's a really fun guide. I've been doing this for several years and had my team do this with me this year as well. It's a powerful exercise to decide, like maybe there's a theme that's coming up for you. This can be your anchor. This can be the thing that is going to help push you towards that edge, to push you towards the boldest version of yourself. My word chose me last year. It was discomfort. And here I was in January and I was like, my word's going to be intention. And how I defined that was I'm going to be intentional in everything that I say yes to and everything that I say no to. Well, I tried that word on. I let it play out for 2 or 3 days. And then all of a sudden there was this little voice on my shoulder that was like, that's cute, Mandy. That's a cute word, intention. No, that's not your word. Your word is discomfort. That word chose me, and I'm grateful it did. I embraced it, and I knew that if this was going to be a year of growth, then growth is uncomfortable. And so that word grounded me. It actually provided me reassurance in the times and the seasons that were really hard. This was a crunchy year. Think about everything that we went through as a collective in the world, in our community, in our team, all of it. So that word really played a role for me this year. It helped guide me and it anchored me back. And the word can really be supportive and it can be really inspiring. And as I come to the end of the year and I reflect on this word discomfort, for me, I realize now that some may call it discomfort, but I call it aliveness. And what discomfort taught me this year was you can stay comfortable if you want, or you can choose the hard thing and you can do the hard thing. And you might just meet a new version of yourself. So, what is a word that is coming alive for you? What is a theme that you want to drive your 2026? You know, some of the words that our team chose, we chose courage, we chose presence, we chose rooted, capacity, all these things. We were reminding each other of this all year. And it really allowed us as a team to create a space of support, of trust and connection around that, and help each other, call each other forward to be the best version of ourselves. Do this with your partner, do this in your relationship, do this in your team, do this for yourself, put it somewhere that you're going to see it all the time. It is such a great and simple practice, and it's going to really help you to anchor into this version of you that you're becoming and this next level of you that is coming online. And I know it's going to be bold and it's going to be juicy. So feel free to pop those in the chat if you already have a word and share that with the community. This is the word of the year, and it's one that I'm taking on. So my word for 2026, it is boldness. It is also the theme for the Gathering 2026. It is bold moves only, bold brand energy. This is it. We are standing at a threshold right now where the old playbooks are burned. The old way of being is gone. The old way of working is gone. The old way of leading is gone. And we're standing at the edge of this doorway. And there's all this opportunity for leading, building, being in a completely new way. But as we stand at the edge of that doorway, we are being invited to take action in a new way. Nothing changes if nothing changes. We have to be willing to take that first step. And what I have learned over my last 15, 20 years, like being in business, being a visionary, being someone committed to a visionary path and breaking trails, is that also means that you're committing to walking in the dark. And that is hard. It is hard. It comes with a lot of trust. It comes with a lot of discomfort. But just because you're uncomfortable does not mean you're doing it wrong. In fact, it means you're doing it right. Because if you could see a roadmap in front of you, that would mean you're just following what everyone else is doing. That's not boldness. Boldness means being able to trust yourself in the dark. It means being able to walk forward and take that first step. And that is my invitation for all of us, is to be at that threshold, to be at the edge of the doorway, and to say, yeah, I'm bold enough. I will take that first step. I will claim it. And we don't need to have the perfect path laid out. We don't need the perfect 10 steps or the perfect roadmap. We just need to have the end in mind. We just need that vision of what it is that we want to create, who we want to be in all of those steps, not just what we're doing, but how we are personally showing up and how we're leading. And then we need that decision to move forward and to do it our way. We know after 13 years of building the Gathering and inviting some of the boldest brands and bravest leaders into our community and onto our stage, they are the ones that are bold enough to begin. And that's your invitation too, is will you be bold enough to take that first step? So here's the invitation to take this and to take your first step, integration of this. All right, we feel the spark, we feel the nudge, we got to get moving. So what can you do in the next 7 days? What is one quick action? What is one boundary? What is one support you could call in? Don't wait till January 1st. Don't wait till the new year gets started. Think about what is it that you can do to really set yourself up for success for 2026. Here's some easy ones. I'm going to give you some really quick wins, okay? Clear the clutter, close the loop, plug the drains. What do I mean by this? Has anyone ever had that experience when you're like in a moment, you're having a great moment, it's this like memory is being created, you whip out your phone and you go to take a picture of what's happening and it pops up and it's, sorry, you're out of space. It's the worst. Give me all the space. It's the worst when that happens. This is exactly what could be holding you back from creating capacity for what's new and what's next. We got to clear the clutter. Many of us are exhausted from all the mental drain and the mental chatter and the overthinking about all the things that are probably only take 10 to 15 minutes to actually do. We're overthinking about it. And that's why we end up in these like loops of being burnt out or being frustrated or all the stuff. Just take out a piece of paper right now and write down everything that is annoying you and everything that is frustrating with you or everything that's frustrating you and people that are waiting on you, things that you were supposed to do, whatever, and then just carve out some time to get those things done. Like just clear the clutter. Get back to a couple people, close the loop, say, hey, I know I haven't got back to you. Let's talk in January at least. These things take up mental energy and they take up mental drain. So do yourself a favor, close the loops. Maybe it's the freaking drawer that you keep walking by in your kitchen that is like full of junk and you're like, I should do something about that. Yeah, do something about it. Clear the clutter, close the loops, plug the drains. Where is your energy being drained? Let's fill the cup as much as possible over the next couple of weeks so that we can build 2026 from a place of being full. We have normalized running on empty in our lives and our leadership and everything. And let's normalize leading from full. And that comes with how we're leading ourselves. So where is there clutter? Where are there little things that you're tolerating? Where are there loops that need to be closed? Give yourself that gift to just go do it. Carve yourself out like just a little bit of time each day, and it's going to feel better. You're going to get mental capacity back. That's what we need. We need leaders that are alive. We need leaders that are present. We need leaders that are ready to lead from full as we think about building this future together and building the boldest future together. This is my invitation for you to take this resource, to notice, to release, to rise, and to lead boldly into 2026. So remember, get real. What's real? What's going on? Where are we really at? What are some of the things in our way? Get clear. What is it that you want 1 year from today? Get resourced. What is it that you need to be successful? What support do you need? How can you resource yourself? And then get moving. What is the one next move that you can take? What is one bold move that you can make? This is how bold leaders move. And this will really give you everything that you need to end well and begin boldly. 2026 is ready for us, friends. So go close the loop, close the clutter, and claim what this next evolution is going to look for you. I want to share a couple things. We have the Gathering 2026, of course, it is coming up. It was amazing this year. We're going to have another momentous year ahead in 2026. For those of you that have not already locked in your ticket and locked in your seat, get yourself a pass for the Gathering or for one of our retreats that's happening in Montana in March. And if you do that, you're also going to get bonus access to an experience lab and workshop that we're hosting in January that is going to be really about helping brands make bold moves and focus on experience. And then what you're going to get from me after this is you're going to get an email with some gifts. So I have a capacity audit, a review and reflection guide that I have put together for you, as well. I've been playing hard with the AI and I created my own GPT that is so fun. It helps you actually clarify what your personal 5-year vision looks like. And it's something you can do in 30 minutes or less. It's really fun. It's going to ask you a series of prompts. So that's going to be in your inbox and your email. So this momentum doesn't end here. So keep an eye out for that. And the replay will also be landing in your inbox too. I know a few of you were jumping in a little bit late, and there's a lot going on as we're coming to the end of the year. So hopefully today was just a seed plant, and you can come back to this and use this as a resource as you're doing some planning a little bit later in December, hopefully in your jammies after some good holiday and rest time. So as we come to an end, this is everything we chatted through today. Take the time to celebrate your wins, to celebrate your lessons learned and the progress made. Pat yourself on the back, give yourself an attaboy, an attagirl. You may not be everywhere that you want to be right now, but you're a hell of a lot further away, or a lot farther than you were from last year. So take the time to celebrate. Let those lessons learned really fuel you. Get clear on your 1 year from today vision, and then get honest about the things that might be in your way that you do not want to bring with you in 2026. Light a fire, burn them, put them in a journal, let them go. That shit's gone. And let's start 2026 really fresh. And then lastly, decide who you're going to be in 2026, and decide to go all in on that. Decide that this is the year that you listen to those nudges, that you listen to those calls, that you listen to those whispers, and you go all in on you, and you decide you're going to be the boldest version of yourself. That's the invitation. Bold moves only, my friend. That's it. That's all. I want to thank you and acknowledge you for taking the time out of your incredibly busy December and full December to take this time for yourself. I hope that this has inspired a bold move in you and given you the tools and the resources that you need to end well and begin boldly. That's it for now. Have a great holidays and Happy New Year. Sending you so much love. Bye, friends.